The idea is that if it is the case that you have people who are drastically weaker, one people group than another people group, okay? And they can do anything they want to you whenever they want. And half the world demonstrates that that's the case. At least in this half of the world, we don't do that. And because we don't do that, women take for granted that the men here are so benevolent that they could take what they wanted, and they don't. And it's like, yeah, it's not just about a pat on the back. It's about actually thanking them for every breath of every day, because ultimately they could do this, and you can't refute that they can.
Well, do you believe that there is a moral obligation? Like, what's your...
I don't believe that you can justify moral obligation.
Well, then I want to
against
ask
it.
you, do you think that there is a moral justification?
No, it's not an ought claim.
Well, no, it should be. I would like
it should be an ought claim?
I would like to hear your prescriptive...
It's not a prescriptive claim. It's a descriptive claim.
I know, and I want it to be prescriptive. I just want to hear, what is your moral justification for why you believe that doing the bare minimum is somehow some great thing? Like, what's your moral justification?
You mean gratitude?
No, not your moral justification for gratitude. I guess what I'm saying is, so under your analysis, every man at any point could just overpower a woman and force his will on her, right? And they choose not to do it.
They choose not to do it.
So what if they did choose to do it? Do you have a moral justification for why that would be okay?
I do, but I believe that only my view gives a moral justification, and I believe that your view does not.
Well,
so I'll give you mine. Okay, so my moral justification is that I make an appeal, and I ground my epistemology and ontology in Jesus Christ. And I think that you can't get to knowledge philosophically without having grounding. So the thing is like, that's how I would ground my morals for you ought not do that. However, the problem that you have is that secular states are rising up everywhere. And the appeal to Jesus Christ is not rising up. And so if it's the case that secularism cannot make an appeal for why men ought not do this outside of preference, then aren't you just laid bare by men's preference? Like whenever they decide that they prefer to do this, right? What moral thing can you appeal to other than your own preferences that they don't?
Wait, so you exclusively believe that something is moral or immoral based on whether or not God told you it was moral?
Based on
immoral?
Christian ethics, divine command, and church history, apostolic succession, the grounding of understanding the transcendentals, which are required to be grounded in God for them to even exist.
Okay, but the wisdom of God has to be translated through man.
So what?
So then your morality isn't based on God, it's based on somebody else's interpretation of God's will.
So then if all it does is get us back to preferences, right? I'm fine with that too.
So you're back to this preference-based sense of morality.
So if that's the case...
Which was justifying slavery. Okay, so can I just...
Yes, your morality justifies slavery. I agree. Yes.
No, but Andrew, you're the one who believes in preference-based morality. You have
So do you.
Oh, no, I don't.
Then give me the grounding where it's not preference-based.
I believe that morality is objective.
You don't?
Yes, I do.
Then
I've said it multiple times.
Objective means exist absent minds.
Yes. I do believe that morality
So where does it exist absent minds?
Well, it's not a physical concept.
Then if all human beings died tomorrow, is there things that are still moral or immoral?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Well, there's other life on Earth, Andrew.
So if a lion eats a fucking rabbit, is it moral?
Well, no. I mean, yes, sorry.
It is?
It's a form of sustenance. I mean, we eat chicken every time.
Wait a second. So
you don't believe that
hang on. So if it's the case, hang on. I'm making sure I got this right. If it's the case that all human beings on planet Earth are dead, there's no more minds. There is still there is still morality.
But there are still minds.
I know.
There's monkeys and tigers and lions.
No.
There are still minds.
Oh, okay. So how does morality exist then? Is it monkey morality?
I mean, yeah, kind of.
So is there objective human morality?
I think that there is objective human morality.
Okay, so how does it exist absent mind? You got to get her to answer, dude. She's just going to pivot.
Because there's other animals on Earth.
You got to answer this question. Listen, you have to answer this. All human minds are gone. All of them. Okay. Everyone. There was a plague and every human died, right? What would then make a thing objectively moral or immoral? Meaning, there's no more minds, and it exists somewhere as being moral or immoral, absent an interpreter.
Yeah, I mean, the concept of objective morality would still exist.
How? There's no minds.
No one there to see
then
it.
Who could come up with the concept?
It already exists.
How could it exist without you coming up with it?
Because we're already already alive. We're here right now. So just because we died tomorrow doesn't mean what happened hasn't already happened.
If you're all dead, if
Sure.
everyone's dead, how can concepts exist?
Okay, Andrew, I'll humor you. If humans never existed, then human morality would not exist either.
No, so if humans no longer exist, then human morality also no longer exists.
Well, it was already invented. It already exists. So yes, we would be gone, like we wouldn't be there to record it, but it still exists. It's a concept.
Where does it exist?
A concept is immortal.
No, concepts are not immortal.
Well, people wrote them down, so it's there.
Who's there to read them?
Nobody. So it doesn't.
So then, how did they exist?
It doesn't matter, but it still exists.
No, it doesn't.
Something can exist without mattering.
Where could it possibly exist?
In a book. Have you seen one?
A book that nobody can read?
Yes. So
because nobody's
matter,
there.
But it still exists.
How does a concept?
Andrew, there is a difference between existence and whether or not and importance.
I would agree a book would exist and a book would have words on it.
So if somebody wrote down all of the objective moral principles that we have learned through humanity and basic human instinct and human experience, it would still exist.
No, just the book would exist, not the concept.
The concept is in the book. There's words in books. That's why we read them.
Doesn't a book require a mind to interpret it?
Sure, so it wouldn't matter, but it still exists.
Only the book exists.
Yes, and the book has the concept in it. Oh my God. There is a recorded version of this concept. So it continues to exist, but there is no one there to observe it.
So
Do you not get that?
Nope, not at all. How does a concept exist if somebody's not around to observe it?
If a tree falls, it exists because it was created and documented, right? And now humans no longer exist, but the concept is still there. Just like the Diary of Anne Frank still exists, even though she doesn't, right? The concepts that she wrote in that book are still there, even though she isn't. That's why we fucking write things down.
Do books require interpreters?
Yes, so it wouldn't matter at that point, but it still exists.
So, hang on. A book exists.
Yes.
A concept does not exist because it requires a mind and an interpreter.
The concept does exist.
No.
It just doesn't matter.
No.
Yes.
No.
Human morality would still exist, but if there's no humans, then it doesn't matter.
Help me out here. Let us pretend for a moment that you came across a book full of alien writings that had all of their morals in it.
Sure.
And you couldn't read the book.
Okay.
And all these aliens were dead.
Okay.
How could the concept now exist?
Well, the concept is still there and it still exists, but the humans don't. Or the aliens don't. Andrew, do you not understand when something can be objective without being physical? Like, something can exist if it didn't have a physical form. Dude, we gotta put you in like a biology class or something. How do you not get this? Like, why are we going around in circles about this? It's kind of a basic concept.
Yeah, and I'm basically trying to figure this out.
And you're basically struggling hard.
That's true. I am totally struggling with this.
You don't think that something can exist even after... It doesn't matter. It's not important anymore because humans aren't there. But it still happened and it still exists.
So do you think that if I write a concept down on a piece of paper, like do not kill all men named Chuck.
Okay.
All men named Chuck, right? And I die.
Okay.
Okay. And there's nobody around. Is it now objectively true that it is immoral to not kill Chuck?
Well, you don't get to decide objective morality as an individual.
Then who does?
It's a collective.
So the collective gets to decide.
Yes. So you think that it should be Sky Daddy, and I think it should be based on the will.
The collective will.
It's object morality on the basis of the experiences of the collective.
Okay, so
I do think that there is an objective good and bad.
So if I write,
I don't believe that the will is what determines that morality.
The whole of the law shall be, you do not kill Chuck. And the majority of people agree with me before I die, and we all die. Is that now what's objectively moral?
What the fuck are you talking about? Go back.
If most people agree with my only commandment of do not kill Chuck, and almost everybody agrees with me, and we all die, but I have left behind this little pamphlet that says do not kill Chuck, and it's now written down. Is that objectively moral now?
Well, it doesn't matter because we're all dead. So sure, maybe it is, but it doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. It can still exist, but it doesn't matter. This is literally the point.
So is that objectively moral or not?
What the fuck? We're not talking about whether or not that is objectively moral. We're talking about whether or not something can exist after the human race dies.
No, we weren't.
Yeah, that was what you were not understanding.
We're only discussing objective versus subjective morality. The idea here is very simple, right?